Denmark submitted without a struggle as Nazi Germany in a lightning stroke swept the war into Scandinavia. The Danes, with hardly any army, could only yield to Nazi domination under protest. The German Navy began the attack, landing troops under the cover of guns of warships. These are the sea fighters that went into battle against the British. And the report flashed that the big German battleship Gneisenau there was destroyed as the war guns boomed.
Having a picnic in style, and the latest style is non-crushable linen, crisp and cool for summer. Rows and rows of rickrack on her skirt, a linen pouch bag, and around her neck more rows of rickrack at the picnic, all in linen, even her hat.
The camera highlights in the world of sports. It's out in the wide open spaces of the Pacific Northwest, where the mountains are high and the fish are big, that the old-timers of Isaac Walton's league go in pretty much for the great steelhead trout, a freshwater battler that packs all the punch and gameness of a fighter born to be a champ. By way of filming the thrills of clashing with these fellows, we're working our way here up the Skagit River in the state of Washington. And brother, if it's fishing you want, the stuff is here. So they say if you've never hooked into a steelhead neighbor, why, you ain't never been fishing.
From the chalk cliffs of Dover, Britain's famous ramparts, they see a convoy of ships, and squadrons of Nazi warplanes swoop to the attack with a crashing of bombs. The Straits of Dover are the hot spot of the English Channel. The Royal Air Force goes into swift action, speeding to the attack. British fighting planes engage the enemy in an air battle. Scenes like this are witnessed time and again. Anti-aircraft fire. Barrage balloons attacked and shot down. We see an actual hit, an incendiary bullet setting a balloon on fire. It falls, a mass of blazing hydrogen. The wreckage of German planes is strewn along the shallows of this coast, the hot spot on the Straits of Dover. In repelling the blitzkrieg of the sky, the Royal Air Force has shot down Nazi raiders by the hundreds, and they crash all over the place. One even crashed on a British ship which has put into port with a wreck on its decks. The falling Nazi plane damaged the vessel and is removed in pieces. Aboard a warship in pursuit of the Bismarck. British sea power seeking vengeance on that German battleship which blew up the mighty battlecruiser Hood. The signal comes by wireless. An American-built Catalina seaplane has spotted the fleeing Bismarck, and the order is given by Admiral Somerville in charge of operations. Torpedo planes to the attack. They take off from the aircraft carrier Ark Royal, the ship the Germans so often claimed they sank. And those are the warplanes that torpedoed the Bismarck, damaging it, slowing its speed, so the British warships could catch the fugitive giant. Scenes of the battle. The crippled Bismarck fires. Shells fall near a British warship. Shells from the doomed Nazi battleship continue to burst. British gunfire, and the camera shakes and the cannon smoke drifts by as broadsides are hurled by the warship aboard which these pictures are made, and the Bismarck is doomed. Prisoners, members of the crew of the German battleship, which was finally finished off by a torpedo. 100 odd were saved. They thought their ship unsinkable, but in its first sally out on the ocean, the Bismarck was sunk after less than 7 days on the high sea. That sea monster fired its shells in the final action, HMS Rodney. To congratulate comes First Lord of the Admiralty Alexander. The pride and prestige of the British Navy was bound in the destruction of the Bismarck. Vengeance for the sinking of the Hood, world's biggest warship. And the feeling is expressed by the First Lord of the Admiralty.
The destruction of the Bismarck, that great and powerful ship, had to be accomplished to be true to the traditions of the British Royal Navy.
They played their part in a victory which is proudly marked up along with victories of the past. The greatest pursuit and kill in history.
The Swedish people kept out of the last war. This time they may have to fight for their liberty, but they're ready. Most of the regular army of about 50,000 is guarding the eastern frontier, and now 100,000 reserves have been called up and are going into action for training in the field. Like the Finns, they know how to use the natural defenses of their land, how to hide guns in the forests, and make every one of their steep valleys a military stronghold. They have some of the best guns in the world from the great Bofors armament works. Under cover of the northern mists they advance. They're only playing at war today, but already their weapons bark a warning to aggressors. Sweden has only about 250 planes and 1,000 trained pilots. No match for a major military power. But plane for plane, superb design and mechanical perfection make them a tough foe. And as they go up for sky maneuvers, they show us in one superb picture just what a modern air battle looks like. The fighters dive and fan out to attack a squadron of slower moving bombers. And now watch as the bomber at the top is hit and goes down. That's Sweden's answer, if the god of war should look her way.